What's up people, the internet, Jacob here, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, also welcome. I love all things dual sports, adventure bikes, pretty much everything on two wheels. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please like and subscribe. All right, I'm today out riding with my friend. We have a Tuareg 660 and his Tenere here out in the beautiful Olympic Peninsula. And if you want to do a little pan around, we've come across this really beautiful spot here. Alright, so in today's video I wanted to go over some of the key differences in the Tuareg versus the Tenere. So both amazing bikes, but these are really, they're really head to head there. They're both about 700cc, right about the same weight ratio, both amazingly fun bikes. So I have almost 20,000 miles on my Tuareg here, and my friend's Tenere has about 8,000, and I've had the pleasure of being able to ride the Tenere quite a few times now. And after today's rides, both of us have been swapping back and forth. I just thought it would be fun to go over, our key differences on these bikes. All right, so I want to start with the Tenere 700. This bike, it's so much fun. Wow, we just ripped up the top of this mountain, and the whole time, it's just the power delivery and everything is excellent. Now, what I will say is a bit of a difference between the Tuareg and the Tenere. The Tenere's throttle response is much smoother delivery. It's not as punchy, where the Tuareg's it's trying to punch you in the face, it's little whiskey throttle, little Ferrari. But the Tenere, very smooth throttle response, and that's not to say that the Tenere isn't powerful. It's an extremely powerful bike. The other thing with the Tenere is the gearing. The gearing is much better for off-road than the Tuareg. The Tuareg wants to go fast, okay? So the Tuareg, although the gearing is still great off-road, the Tenere, I would say, takes the cake with the gearing for off-road. It's first and second gear. You can let out in second gear and just pop and get going, where the Tuareg might stall out and trying to start out in second gear. Now, the other thing that I really loved about the Tenere is that the gearbox is butter smooth. The Tuareg reminds me a lot of my BMW GS's. It's kind of like a tractor when you're going into first or second gear or trying to find neutral with the gearbox. The Tenere is just, mwah, it's so smooth. The other thing I will say about the Tenere that I like over the Tuareg is this headlight. We were doing some night riding through the mountains last night. The headlight is so bright. This is the stock headlight, and it was really lighting up the way even for the Tuareg. And the Tuareg has a pretty bright light, but the stock Tenere headlight is pretty awesome. Now, what I will say about the Tenere is that the suspension, it is soft. It is much softer than the Tuareg, and the other thing I will say about the Tenere is that it does feel much heavier. Now, the bikes are pretty close in weight, but they wear their weight differently. So the Tenere you'll see here, this is the fuel tank up top, where you'll look at the Tuareg here, and this is just an air filter, an air box up top here. The fuel tank is down under the seat, so the weight feels much different on both of these bikes. All right, so my friend that I'm riding with today is about 5'9", and he stated that the seat height does feel much different on the Tuareg. It feels much lower. He believes that he's more tiptoeing on the Tenere versus the Tuareg. So I don't want you to take that from me, because I'm about Shrek's size, almost 6'4". So anyway, back to the Aprilia. So some things that are really worth mentioning here. As I said, it feels lighter. It's just overall, I believe this bike is more sporty than the Tenere. The throttle delivery, it's much punchier. All right, and speaking of sporty and comfort don't always come together, but with the Tuareg, it really does. So the Tuareg seat is much more comfortable than the Tenere, and that's not me just saying that. That's also my friend. I guess the Tenere feels like kind of like a KTM 500 dirt bike seat. So the Aprilia does have a really nice seat. The other thing I will say about both the bikes is they're amazing to stand. So standing while you're riding is great on both of these bikes. Now, like I said, I am really tall, so I do have aftermarket bars on the Tuareg. I have risers on there as well. The other thing about the Tuareg that's not stock, I recently completed the Gabbro Up Map as well as a Akrapovic Krapovic headers, as well as the slip-on exhaust. So it's a little bit sportier than stock, but I would say it's not too far off. Now, to end this video, I think that both of these bikes, they're amazing. Obviously the Tenere, it's more affordable, the parts are easier to get. I just don't have anything bad to say about the Tenere. Now, just like with any bike, you can spend all the money in the world and put all the sparkles and whatever you want on it, all new suspensions, but right out of the box, both of these bikes, they're amazing. So if you're feeling, you know, like you want a little sports car, go that route, like a Porsche. I'd say the Tuareg, it may not be as reliable, it's harder to get parts for, it's more expensive. If you're looking for like the Toyota Tacoma of adventure bikes, I probably would say go with the Tenere. So thank you for tuning in to today's video. We need to get going before the sun comes down. We have a lot of miles to cover out here. So until the next video, stay safe, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.